What is up, guys? It is the Bluebloods here, back with another episode. There's been so much recruiting news. We had a Tennessee State episode yesterday, two Jackson State, huge transfers. We had another former SWAC freshman of the year, DeJuan Miller, transferring to Tarleton State. And we had to get caught up. FAMU landed a huge commitment this past week in terms of landing former three-star USF offensive lineman Cesar Reyes at the offensive guard, maybe even tackle spot, man. This kid can play in a lot of different spots. And offensive line was a huge need coming into the offseason for head coach Willie Simmons and this offensive staff. They lost some key contributors. You look at Keenan Forbes, you even look at Jay Jackson Williams, both of which have moved on to professional football. And there were some holes there with the SWAC stepping up the defensive line play across the board. You can look anywhere. You can look at Southern with Jordan Lewis and Jason Dumas, Texas Southern, Tyler Martinez, and some of those guys. Jackson State with Niles Gaddy and also Katron Evans coming back at the defensive line spot. There are some really, really strong defensive lines that are going to be in the SWAC this year, and that Florida A&M is going to have a really tough time with blocking, but they get a huge addition in Cesar Reyes out of South Florida, man. 6'5", 315 pounds out of Tampa, Florida, went to Chamberlain High School. Didn't see a lot of action in his 2 years at USF, but going back to high school, he had a huge high school career, man, and he played right guard and right tackle. In one season had 27 pancake blocks in just 11 games and helped Chamberlain High School put up over 3,000 yards of total offense and 42 touchdowns. And on top of that, he was a striker on the soccer team, which, if you watch his highlights, he's extremely athletic, and just really good out in the open space, which is why, and really good with his footwork, which is why when you watch him pull, he has excellent technique and he can just move for a big guy. When you got the weight on you at 315 being as big, sometimes offensive linemen struggle with their athleticism. Reyes is not that guy, man. He can move, he can get out in space and make some plays happen, and he's aggressive. I love his attitude. You see in the clips, he's a guy that's going to play till right after the whistle, and he's going to get after the defensive lineman, the linebacker, whoever is in his way, he is going to get after him. He was a consensus three-star recruit, number 110 in terms of offensive guards, according to the 247 composite. Had offers from Bowling Green, Kentucky, Louisville, LSU, Maryland, Nebraska, North Carolina, UCF, Virginia, West Virginia. He had a lot of offers coming out of high school, and it was due to his athleticism and his ability to just go make plays. And when you look at where he could fit for FAMU, they have some spots at guard and some spots at tackle that I do think they need filled. And I think Reyes comes in with a little bit of experience at UCF, even though he didn't get to play a lot of time there. He is going to be a guy that I think can fit multiple roles. And the reason you like to have versatile offensive linemen is because of injuries, man, and just that mixing and matching. You're going to want to have guys where, let's say your right guard goes down, you have someone who can step in and we can shift the offensive line and not miss a beat. And that is what Reyes is going to offer FAMU, is a lot of versatility in where they can put guys on the offensive line. And the number one thing for Reyes is the athleticism, I think, is going to make him an extremely dangerous offensive tackle, because he's going to be able to get outside and block those extremely athletic edge rushers that are just getting faster and faster and much quicker off the ball every season. I think that's where Reyes is probably going to fit. If they do put him at guard, he's going to be an excellent option in terms of pulling and getting upfield, and he's going to make an impact, man. I think right now, watching his highlights, seeing how he's built, I think Reyes is going to come in and earn one of those 5 starting jobs. And I think he's going to be a guy that you're going to have to watch this year as potentially one of the leaders of this offensive line for Florida A&M, because we know the number one thing is protecting Rashawn McKay, but also they have a stable of great running backs. And I think it starts with Terrell Jennings, and they're going to want to use him like Bishop Bonnet and run the football. Jalen McLeod is back, and they landed some really solid transfers this offseason season. So we know that FAMU is going to want to be balanced, and having a good offensive line is key to that. Just like last year when they had the best offensive line in the SWAC, they gave up the least amount of sacks and had one of the strongest rushing attacks in the SWAC. So I think this is a huge pickup for FAMU. This was a need. They've done a nice job so far, but I think Reyes comes in as one of the better transfers on this offensive line, and this was a huge addition for Willie Simmons and FAMU. But guys, comment below what you think about Reyes announcing his transfer to FAMU. Can he earn one of those 5 starting spots on that FAMU offensive line going into 2022? And is this one of the last missing pieces for FAMU to make a potential another run at the FCS playoffs, or even win their first SWAC title after they were one game short last season? Comment all that below, hit the like button, make sure to go ahead and subscribe to the channel and catch up on all the craziness these last 3 or 4 days that we've had to cover here on the Blue Bloods on the recruiting trail, man. But until next time, guys, y'all have a great weekend. But until next time, guys, the Blue Bloods are out.